Jeff Patterson, along with longtime Canucks color analyst Tom Larscheid here on Canucks.com. And Tom, it is a funny game, isn't it? The Canucks maybe at their all-time best this season on Tuesday night in Edmonton, and then completely at the other end of the spectrum on Wednesday night against the Blackhawks.
Yeah, I think it has to be very disappointing for the guys too when they wake up, after a game a winnable game against an opponent that, for all intents and purposes, is really out of the playoff picture this year, the Chicago Blackhawks. But it's not the first time this year that the Canucks have let points slip between their fingers against teams that certainly are beatable, teams they should beat, and they're just going to have to learn from these lessons. As the race goes on and it gets tighter and tighter, you cannot afford to give away points that you need so desperately in the standings.
Yeah, it is funny the way it works. I mean, Los Angeles comes in, scores early. Columbus came in, scored awfully early. Canucks didn't ever have a lead last night. Obviously, didn't ever score a goal. They've got to find a way to manufacture some intensity and some urgency.
Well, they usually can. This is the thing. I think the Canucks have acquitted themselves beautifully against certainly the better opponent, particularly divisional rivals since Christmas. They are very competitive. They have the ability to get the urgency in their game when they need it. But that was noticeably absent against the Blackhawks for whatever reason. Alain Vigneault, the Canuck coach, it sounded to me on his post-game comments that he kind of gave a shot at the leadership of the team, veteran players that are supposed to get everybody ready to play. And apparently that was not the case. And so they lost a game that was certainly winnable. I thought just broadcasting the game that the Canucks wanted to play the easy game. They weren't prepared to really battle hard along the boards. A part of their game that when they're playing well, they do extremely well. They're proficient at it. And they have a reputation when they play like that as a team that outworks you. And they certainly didn't do that last night.
Well, it's kind of funny, Tom. I mean, it's one of those things that the Canucks have shown the ability to bounce back throughout the season, and yet it's one of those traits that you don't want to have to demonstrate very often. They'll get their next chance on Saturday when Atlanta is here. We'll talk about the Thrashers in a sec. One area of concern, I think, for the Canucks right now is the power play, and I know it cashed in a big way in Edmonton on Tuesday with those 2 5-on-3s, but those are the only power play goals the Canucks have scored in their last 4 games. By my math, they're 2 for their last 19. So the power play is certainly one of those things that could bail them out. I thought they had their chances in the third period against Chicago. We're not able to capitalize there, but the power play needs to get going again.
Oh, you're right about the math. But, we often talk about it's an overused cliche, but it's true. You can't turn on the light switch, turn it on and off just like that. And it's funny, they had 3 power plays in the third period, a chance to get back in the hockey game, no question about that. And yet, because of these other areas we just talked about where they weren't dominant, where the effort wasn't there, they weren't even able to set up in the zone many, many times. And that is uncharacteristic of the Canucks.